Everyone, remain calm.
Yeah, that's how it always starts. And later there's running and screaming.
Somebody talk to me! What is happening?
Welcome to Jurassic World.
You're listening to the Jurassic Park Podcast.
You want to consult here or in my bungalow? Hold on to your butts.
Well, we're back.
Hello and welcome to the 47th episode of the Jurassic Park Podcast. I'm your host, Brad Jost, and we are here to discuss all things Jurassic Park. In this episode, we have some great news, a top 5 segment with Matt Parody, where we take a look at our top 5 villains from the franchise, and we'll wrap things up with another great cover of the Jurassic Park theme. So why don't we get right into it and start things off with a bit of Jurassic news from around the world.
18 minutes and your company catches up on 10 years of research.
Access rate program. Access review security.
These pictures were taken in hospital in Costa Rica 48 hours ago.
I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but look.
Boy, we hate being right all the time.
But today, I guarantee it.
At this point, I'm sure you've already seen it, but the awesome Chronicle Collectibles The Lost World Stegosaurus maquette is available for pre-order through their website. The maquette will run you $499 US, but don't fret, as they do have options to pay over 3, 6, and 10 months, as well as a full-priced option. Now, this thing is a true beauty and certainly one of the best that you'll find being released from the Jurassic Park series. Make sure to head over to chroniclecollectibles.com to pre-order. I'll be sure to include a link to their website within the show notes. Jeff Goldblum has certainly been making the interview rounds, and I'm getting very excited for his full Independence Day circuit. Hopefully we get some good tidbits from him by the time that film is released, but he was recently interviewed by Fandango and was asked about his possible upcoming involvement in the series. He said, "I'm nothing if I'm not open. I'm like an open-faced sandwich. My door is not always open. I took the door off. I removed the hinges from the door. I'm too open. I'm like a chicken piccata. What was I about to say? Oh yes. The 2 Jurassic movies I did with them were plenty. If I never did anything more, I'd certainly be well satisfied." So, we didn't get too much there, but it's always fun to hear him talking about the series. Find the link to the Fandango article in our show notes. Jurassic World, the exhibition, has been a huge hit for the Melbourne Museum. The exhibition has had the most successful opening at that museum, selling more than 100,000 tickets. Now, they do expect the state's economy to boost by $8 million due to the exhibition. Now, it's only been open for about 1 month, so it has many more to go. So we'll see where it ends up. And I absolutely cannot wait for this to come stateside. Take a look at our show notes to find a link to the article.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
5.
Dinosaurs and man, 5 million years of evolution.
4.
You might be the 4th.
3. I'm going to contact the other 3 members of your team, and I'm going to stalk them. 2.
How many lines of code are there?
About 2 million. 1. That is one big pilot.
This week, I wanted to tackle another top 5 segment, this time focusing on the top villains in the franchise. So I'm bringing back someone integral to the first several weeks of the podcast, and it was definitely my mistake for not getting them back here sooner. So let's welcome in Matt Parody to the podcast. It's been a while, man. How are you?
Integral.
Yeah.
That's how I am.
Yeah, you are.
Thanks, man.
You know, yeah, when we were first starting up, we needed guests and we need people to come on and help out, and you were right there to join in.
Yeah, no problem. I just liked the word. I was like, ooh, strong word choice. Someone's got a thesaurus open.
Yeah, I had to do a little bit of researching to get that word right, to make sure it was, matched up with what I was talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
How you doing, man?
Good. And you?
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I'm ready to talk about some villains here. It's kind of tough. I want to preface this segment. a little bit by describing villain, because when you think about a villain, you typically think about, like, you know, a General Zod or a Loki or Darth Vader or somebody, you know, like basically a supervillain of sorts. But we obviously don't have those here in the Jurassic Park franchise. But I think we do have a collection of characters that you can kind of deem, you know, despicable, slimy, well-motivated in terms of some of them, or possibly just plain evil. So what's your take on the term villain in this series?
Villain, well, in my line of work, a lot of people have been talking about the phrase hero of their own story. So that's the way you got to see a villain. Like, he's doing his own thing for his own reasons and what he thinks is right on his side of the fence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like two neighbors, and there's a tree hanging over the fence, and one neighbor's like, cut the branch down because it's over my rutabagas, and the other guy's like, no, I love this tree, it's beautiful. So
yeah, that's a perfect example.
Yeah, like Loki's a great villain from the Avengers movie, like, because you can almost see like exactly what he means.
Yeah,
like, humans are crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense to that person, you know, and it makes sense to every villain. And, you know, it depends on, I guess, which way you're coming at it from. You know, I think recently, do you watch Walking Dead?
I do.
Yeah, so it you know, we just got a giant villain here. I won't give anything away, but you know, in terms of the story, if you watch it from one perspective, the team that you usually watch could be deemed the villains. But then if you watch it from another perspective, you know, the villain who is part of the series now could have been a good guy at some point, depending on what side you're on. So I think that's what it comes down to here. And some of them are plain straightforward. Some of them maybe could be tossed up a little bit. So why don't you start it off here?
Okay. Before we move off of it, another fun fact from that Walking Dead episode.
Yeah.
I don't know, did you play Grand Theft Auto 5 at all?
I did, yeah.
Trevor,
I know where you're going with this. Yeah.
Trevor, literally, not just like his voice. No. That person who plays that character in that video game is in that show, and he looks exactly the same.
I know, man. It freaks me out. Like, it's so weird because he's very similar. You know, he's definitely like a nasty dude in both of those series, and it's so weird to see his face actually a real face.
Yeah. And since we're talking about villains, and I said we were going to do it, Star Wars Rebels season finale, man.
Oh, yeah.
Different ways people look at all sorts of things.
I know, and especially with Dave Filoni there, the creator of that series, he's all about looking at things from a certain perspective, you know, basically like Obi-Wan said in the original trilogy there. You know, he just kind of lets you create your own idea as to what happened and who you're going to take sides with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Darth Vader, though, I mean, he's a clear villain.
yeah, but I'm saying there was 6 points of view in that episode alone, and they all were thinking they were right.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If you take a look at Darth Maul there, you know, he could have gone both ways, so it's a tough call.
Yep.
I think it's real tough for this. Actually, before we get into it,
sure.
I just want to do you have any honorable mentions or anything like that, or?
I actually don't.
Okay.
Not before I read my list, at least.
All right, yeah, we'll get to them later. You can start off here at number 5.
Okay, my number 5 is one of the newest quote villains. That would be Hoskins.
Okay, yeah.
Because you know what, I really kind of like what he's trying to do. I just don't like how he went about it. But I know that he is one of the quote-unquote bad guys in that film. Mm-hmm. But I did like I like the whole idea of raptors hunting down, you know, enemies of America. I think that sounds awesome. So it's just me, or micro Indominus Rexes hunting down, because that would be even better. But so that he's my number 5, Hoskins.
Yeah, I think that's a real good one. You know, because it's basically like you just said. You know, he is. You know, he thinks he's right when it comes to everything, and you can tell that, like the cockiness he has when he comes into that scene, and just giving his monologue there. He knows he's right. He knows it's going to work out, and he gets what he wants in the end. Essentially,
yeah.
You know?
He takes it. He tries to go about it the right way, and then eventually he just goes, you know what? We're just doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. There's probably not a ton to choose from in that movie, so that was definitely a good choice. Let's see. My number 5 is Dieter Stark from The Lost World. Now,
Ooh, good.
I love that character, even though he is, there's no redeeming qualities to that guy. You could look at some of the characters on these lists and say, all right, maybe they just went astray or something like that. But this guy from the start was just nasty. He's basically drunk the entire movie. The way he shocks the compy, it's uncalled for. He didn't need to do that. It's just he's a sleazy dude, I'm kind of glad he got blamed for the outbreak there by Roland, so that was good. But obviously he got it coming to him in the end. He's definitely a slime ball, and actually he is one of the best toys in my opinion.
Yes,
from that series. It's such an awesome character design. I love it, even though it looks nothing like him. It's one of my favorites.
I think it was just a recolored Muldoon.
Yeah, he essentially just looked like that. He was just like a military-looking dude,
It was just Muldoon in green, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I forgot that we talk about toys. God, next time I'm on, I should just raid my parents' attic and just have it next to me and just rummage through the tote.
That's an absolutely great idea. Just no looking ahead of time. You just open it up.
Open the tote. Like you hear the crack of the tote.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
The pressure releases.
Yeah, this thing is still here.
I love that. We got to do that. So, what's your number 4?
My number 4 would be Peter Ludlow.
Oh, nice. Okay.
The nephew of Hammond, who took over InGen, really sleazeball-like, and then just wanted to pillage the Lost World of all of its treasures, just because they were his now.
Yeah,
and that's what he was going to do. And he put together this team of people who were good at their job. They were getting paid to do a job. They weren't necessarily bad. He was bad. And Roland said it all the time. I've been on too many safaris with rich dentists. Basically what he was.
Exactly.
And think about it. The last scene he was in where he went and tried to grab the baby Rex. Come on, dude. You don't screw around with a puppy.
with much bigger teeth.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, he's definitely a terrible character. He is on my list. So
cool. All right.
I'll reveal more when we get there. So I had a tough time with him though. Like where to slide him in.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Yeah, it was a tough one. I could have gone a few ways, but I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Mm-hmm. Where are we? Number 4.
You're number 4.
I'm gonna. This might be a little shocking, but I'm gonna go with number 4 as Nedry. Kind of, early in the list still.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's more of like a pawn in that sense, But when it comes to it, anybody that puts shaving cream on somebody else's pie is just absolutely despicable to me.
Yeah, I mean, he's, and you know what? They go into it. They say, your financial problems.
Yeah.
What's his financial problems? Is it student loans? If it's student loans, maybe we all feel for him a little bit.
Yeah.
But if he's gambling it away or buying, hookers, then maybe we don't feel bad for him anymore.
Yeah. Well, it might be all spent on the vending machine, with his
right. But Hammond said, that you're your financial problems. So
yeah. Yeah, but he goes about it, the completely wrong way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%.
And he's just a weasel. He tricks everybody in the control center there, and and he makes sure that whatever he did can't be reversed in a sense.
Yep.
They have to go to extreme efforts to salvage what he did, and from the inside, he single-handedly took down Jurassic Park.
Yep, not to mention he just didn't even test anything. He just flew by the seat of his pants.
Yeah, he just went for it. He's like, I'm going to press this button here. Hopefully it works.
On a horrible day. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Bad planning.
Just bad. Yeah, real bad timing. I don't know if he didn't know the kids and the guests were coming in that day, or he just didn't care. There was a time frame, and God, that was terrible timing.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't blame him fully, so that's why maybe I left him a little bit lower on my list.
Agreed. So my number 3 is Deja Vu, Dennis Nedry. See, like I said, I don't know what his problems were. Did he put them on himself? Is it, imposed by something else? Maybe he's going through a rough divorce. Who knows? We didn't get into that.
No.
All we know is he had financial problems, and he went about solving those issues in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like, did you go knock over a bank because of student loans? No. Did I? Maybe, but I'm not telling you online.
That's a good point, Yeah, we don't know it. Nedry could be a great guy, for all we know.
I mean, he tried to play fetch with a Dilophosaurus. That's a great time.
But I will have to say, everything he does like with a little tinge of evilness in him. He doesn't just play fetch. He says, "Fetch, stupid."
Fetch.
Stick,
Get
stupid.
Get the stick.
He's not nice about anything he does.
No,
putting the shaving cream on somebody else's pie at that restaurant. God, what are you doing? He calls a Dilophosaurus stupid. His desk is a mess, obviously. He
his workstation.
There's all these factors that just make him a villain of sorts.
I want to know if he put please into the code if it had worked. If Mr. Arnold had gone access main security, please, if it had just been like this, oh, voila. Or if it was never going to work no matter what.
That's a really good question. It would have been like, you did say the magic word. All right, you're in. Welcome in.
Oh, sorry, everything's back
Didn't
online.
expect that. And I didn't even get my soda yet.
Yep.
All right, so number 3, right?
That was my 3, yeah.
My number 3, I'm going to kind of, slide right in here with Dodgson.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Way to be a guy with 6 lines.
Yeah, that's the tough part because he has nothing, and he doesn't necessarily act evil or villainous. He just has all these motives behind what he's doing, and we don't. I mean, I guess if you have to assume if you're a book reader, you kind of know much more about where he's coming from and all this backstory. But in terms of the movie, like you said, he's got like 6 lines, and he kind of sets this whole thing in action.
Yeah.
So really, that's why I put him in here, and I had to put him below or above. I don't know how you want to look at that. Nedry, because he's the reason Nedry did it.
He's Nedry's handler. Yeah.
Exactly.
What are you trying to be, a secret agent? Nice hat.
Yeah, he's trying to be as cautious as possible. He's doing everything the right way.
That's a great line.
Absolutely.
Dodson, we've got Dodson here. Nobody cares.
But that's the great part because it's so iconic.
Yeah, it is.
He may be in the movie for 4 minutes, but he's so iconic, and I mean, most fans know exactly who he is, whether you've read the books or not. You know that role, and you know that scene. Yeah. And like I said, he let Nedry put that shaving cream on somebody else's pie. That's not cool. I feel really bad for that person because they're thinking they're getting like a nice plate with a whipped cream, topping. They dig in, and oh god,
and the menthol.
Yeah.
Oh no, there was no menthol because he has to.
That's true. So maybe it tasted good. I don't know.
No, come on,
Yeah,
I see the picture of you. It's got a beard, but you've had to have shaved once and got in your mouth. It's not good.
Yeah, this guy was, he intended to steal from Hammond and InGen, so he's number 3 on my list.
That's a good number 3.
Yeah.
My list has 2 people on it that I like, but are also villainous, and this is the second one that I like. Would be Dr. Wu.
Yes.
Dr. Wu is awesome.
Of course.
He's awesome. He was in 2 movies. He was kicking ass in both movies. But in the second movie, we learned that Dr. Wu's not just a smart guy. Dr. Wu's got a bit of a complex. It's called the God Complex, and Dr. Wu's got it bad. And as much as I appreciate what he did, and I wish that there was someone like him in real life doing this stuff.
Yeah.
The way he sounds in Jurassic World, I'm like, ugh. Like Jurassic Park? No. Wu's not a villain, nothing. There's nothing wrong with him in Jurassic Park 1. But through the creation of Jurassic World, something snapped in him, and he was like, I can do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, so, there's definitely something wrong with him, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'll get to it, but yeah, there's. I think there's much more to him than meets the eye, and he's not a transformer. So
no, definitely not. I think it was all that time he spent on SVU that really cracked him.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah,
Murshka Hargitay's fault. That's it.
Yeah. After going through so many episodes, it's bound to hit you hard.
Exactly. I have to create something beautiful. Dinosaurs.
Yeah, he's good at it. What is he? He's in what is it? Gotham now. He's playing Hugo Strange, right? So he's another villainous character there. So
yeah. He's got a type.
Yeah,
he plays a
definitely
psychologist on SVU.
Yeah, yeah. And recently he did like an interview where they compared Dr. Wu and Hugo Strange, and there's a lot of similarities there. And basically, you could have assumed he was talking about both characters, and in the way he was talking about either one of them. So it's interesting to see that how he kind of views the character as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Where are we? Number 2?
Yep, you're number 2.
All right, so I'm going to revisit one of your characters here. I'm going with Ludlow.
Ooh, nice spot.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to go a little bit higher, honestly. I poised him at number 1 for a little while, and then I couldn't, I guess, rightfully do it because I was thinking about it a lot. I'm like, I got to kind of, debate as to who's the number 1 here. But you covered a lot of this stuff. He's definitely a slimy character from the moment we meet him. You can tell, when Malcolm walks into the Hammond home there. Lex and Tim hate this guy. I guess, is it their uncle, I'm assuming, right?
I don't know if he's their uncle, but he's Hammond's nephew.
Yeah. I was trying to... I think, did they say... I don't know if he's, like, Malcolm said uncle or something, or... I don't know, but...
He might be.
Or maybe he said uncle in terms of Hammond. So... Maybe
yes, he said, "Oh, uncle,
yeah." So I'm trying to figure out how they relate to him. They got to relate somehow, I would assume. But either way,
they're his daughter's kids.
Yeah.
So he could be, I guess they'd be like, yeah, probably.
Somehow they're related. And if they know this guy well enough, you could tell they didn't like him. Right from the start. They knew something bad was going down, and he took over the company. And he didn't. One of the worst things is he just didn't learn from any of Hammond's mistakes. Like Hammond made so many mistakes, and he just went and did it tenfold. He did everything worse.
He just thought he could do it better.
Yeah.
He didn't care about anything. Yeah,
no. And you said it before. He just went and strip mined this island here, this sanctuary.
That was doing fine on its own.
Oh yeah. You could have done paragliding tours over it. You know how well that works out.
That works out great.
It does. It's perfect. No problem there.
I've heard absolutely no bad stories about that.
No, nothing at all.
I heard nothing in the news about that. No one wrote a book about it.
No, nothing at all. Let's forget about that for a second.
Until Billy comes back for Jurassic World 2.
I'm serious. I'm hoping that happens.
I would love for Billy to be the anti-Owen.
Yeah. That would be so great. He could be on this list, and we don't even know it.
I mean, in the future,
yeah,
come 2 years,
that would be epic because you could see him having a bit of a downfall after getting attacked. I could see it happening.
Yeah.
But back to Ludlow. I just, I think it's all his fault that the wrecks in San Diego happened, even though he's not the one who pulled the trigger and got that thing to be knocked out there so they could take it. But it's all his fault,
Yeah.
And Malcolm walks in and he goes by that security guard there at the dock there, and he's like, "Is this the Ludlow affair?" So this is all his thing. This is his giant thing. The whole reason the thing crashed into the dock. So
and honestly, if Nick Van Owen wasn't there, that Rex wouldn't have survived.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Nick switching out the shells, he would never. That Rex would have died on that island because Roland had fully intended on collecting his payment.
Yeah, that's true. Roland definitely. I feel like he was disappointed with that whole outcome there, and whether it was just the death of his friend, but.
Roland was upset.
Yeah. So, and also let's not forget to mention Ludlow really talk some trash about Malcolm and his education mostly.
Yeah, this suit goes more than your education. Oh God, that line is scathing.
Oh, I know, and
especially today.
Yeah, really.
Imagine
God.
today.
Oh no.
In the 90s, I mean, wow. But today, whew,
and imagine
that's a
Dennis Nedry's trying to pay back his school loans, and Ludlow's making comedy bits about Ian's suit.
Oh God.
It's you're right. It's just the first instance of this character.
World in Jurassic Park.
Oh God, yeah. The first instance of this character, and you're just instantly looking at him like, you're terrible. You're just a terrible guy.
You're just a bad person.
So he was very close to my number one, but I think we're at number one here.
We are at number one, and I hope my number one does make you feel a little crazy, because that's where I'm feeling with it.
All right.
My number one is capitalism or greed.
Wow,
that is my number one. That is the villain it's featured in at least every movie.
Yeah,
in
you're
some
right.
way, shape, or form. Capitalism is the reason that they make the Indominus Rex. Capitalism is the reason. I mean, think about if the lawyer survived that Rex attack. He would have been a prime player in trying to keep that place open too.
Absolutely.
And then you have the paragliders in Jurassic Park 3. Why are they doing it? To make money.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs. Oh, I'm going to make some money. And then in the second one, they wanted to strip mine it.
Yep.
It's capitalism, greed.
Yeah, I did not expect you to go that direction. That's
100%. That is the villain in every single.
Yeah, I don't even know if I should read my number one, because that's just 100% correct.
I want to hear yours.
Oh yeah, but I think, and you even missed one more thing, because even in Jurassic Park 3, none of this really would have happened. I guess they wouldn't have saved Eric, but Grant even was a bit of a capitalist at that moment. He's like, I'm going to take as much money as I can from this paint and tile guy.
But he was over a barrel. You saw him.
Yeah.
Grant's a proud man.
Yeah.
And his business is, academia. It is nothing today. No one cares about it anymore.
No.
So he was over a barrel, but yeah.
You got to take it whenever it comes in.
Exactly.
But you're so right, because this is like the downfall. And even I keep saying this over and over, like, even though all that terrible stuff happened in the original movie, capitalism still got to Hammond as they're sitting there eating ice cream. He's just still talking about how next time it could be flawless. And
next time it would be flawless.
You could honestly, like, I did struggle with this as well, putting Hammond on the list. So, he's not my number one. I honestly could have put him at number one, but I didn't even include him. I didn't include him at all. But
the speech about the fleas just
brings
me back to he's a person,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's too much against putting him on the list. But in that sense, he's the one who created this park. He's the one who started this whole thing. Yeah. And in that scene, like with the ice cream and everything, and he's just like, he's blind to the fact that people are dying around him. And he's just thinking about next time. And then this is just a big topic of debate, but with Simon Mizrahi, like, did Hammond want him to make this second park, or did he want him to just, continue with the sanctuary?
That's true.
Who knows? But Hammond could have been a villain because of capitalism. So
yep, very true.
Yeah, that's man. I'm in awe. That was a great choice.
Thank you. That's what I say to people when they're like, it's just a blah blah blah. I'm like, no, it's about capitalism and how much of a devil it is. That's what this movie's about,
and especially Jurassic World. Because
especially Jurassic World
and
Ryzen presents.
Yeah,
that line,
probably the most people died in that movie in Jurassic World.
Yep,
and it's 100% because of capitalism, because they lay it out for you in plain English. Yep. People aren't coming to the park anymore. They're not being excited by these things.
Not even people aren't coming to the park anymore. Yeah. Numbers aren't as good as they used to be.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. Maybe I didn't get that bonus this year.
Yeah.
I couldn't make my annual pilgrimage to Jurassic World.
Yeah. Oh, God. It created the entire downfall. That's why the Indominus was created. Yep. More teeth, scarier.
In fact, that probably played into Dr. Wu's God complex to begin with.
Yeah.
Come on, you can make something scarier. Do it. Yeah. Do it. Come on. I got this check for you. Come on.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt that. He's definitely making some good money there.
Oh, definitely. You see his suits in that Jurassic World? He looked great.
Yeah, he was real sharp.
Probably cost more than Malcolm's education.
God, do you imagine him, like, Malcolm getting that phrase said to him twice? Come on, guys. Like, really?
I think he'd punch someone. He's not a puncher, but I think he would.
Oh, absolutely. He's like, I think I paid a decent price for my education. I mean, how many books have I written now?
Exactly.
But it really does lead into my number one with Dr. Wu.
Okay, there he is.
Yeah, he is on my list. And I've debated, time and time again with people on the internet because a lot of people don't believe he is a villain or evil in that sense. And I think it's, you could look at it two ways. Maybe it's more so like my own headcanon. Like, this is the way I like to see Dr. Wu in a sense. And you said before, you don't really get to see a ton of him in the first movie. But what if there is more to his story in that sense? Yeah. We know, if you read the books and you know where Dodgson came from, Biosyn is trying to do the same thing. They're trying to create dinosaurs as well. And what if this whole time Dr. Wu is working for them or working for an outside company? And you gotta bear with me because you could just say, oh, he's just doing his job. He's just creating these dinosaurs, just like everybody asked him to. But it's his job to get this stuff right. Mm-hmm. He is the one who needs to make sure there's no flaws in their DNA or their gene sequencing.
Right.
And then you get somebody like Grant who comes to the island and right away basically notices that you don't use this West African frog DNA, in this sequence here. Right. Because it just kind of boggles my mind as to how somebody so smart and so intelligent as Dr. Wu could screw something up like that. And
maybe he didn't screw it up. Maybe he did it on purpose.
That's what I'm saying. I think there's more to it. We don't get that laid out. It's kind of, you just have to assume. So what if he did that on purpose? He inserted that gene because he knew it would create the downfall of the park, so that Biosyn or whatever other company could excel and create their own vision. So
I don't believe in the Biosyn thing that you're talking about, your headcanon that you said.
Yeah.
But I do like the idea that he was testing the God complex waters.
Yeah.
Like, I'm putting skirts on all the dinosaurs, but these frogs have been known to switch sex in same-sex environments. Maybe they'll do it in the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Because, in Jurassic World, he said, they don't look like this. We know that. I only make them this way because this is what people want to see.
Yeah.
So that's how they took, back the whole like science that we've had in the meantime that says like, oh, dinosaurs might not look this way anymore. And he's acknowledging it and at the same time saying, well, this is what people want, so this is what I'm giving them.
Exactly.
Which is why he made the Indominus Rex a monster, because that's what people wanted. Mm-hmm. Why is it white? It's going to terrify you.
Who knows? Yeah. That's part of the problem too. Is you can dig even further into Jurassic World here, because he knew all these traits. He knew most of them. It seems like, and then some people. I think Masrani comes in and states what exactly this thing can camouflage or whatever, and he's like, oh, it can, or it can avoid IR. Oh, really? Like, I feel like he didn't respond as in like, oh, really? It can do that? I think he responded in like, oh, really? It worked, like
no, exactly.
Kind of in that sense, And so that's why I think there's more to his story. He's very cocky. Mm-hmm. He knows what he's doing. I don't think it's not a mistake.
New York's a mean place. You got a lot of all those psych reports he had to go through. He probably lost it.
Yeah, he's like, I've seen some bad stuff in my time. How can I get this all into one creature?
Every time I see Elliot and Mariska Hargitay, they come walking down my beat, I know that I'm going to be in the crazy bin for another couple weeks.
So, in closing for my number one, this wouldn't be possible without him. He's the one creating the monsters, and I think there's more to his story, and I think we're going to find out sooner or later.
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely got to come back, or at least be mentioned in the next one, because he got on that helicopter. Damn it!
Oh yeah, his story is not over.
And he had a cooler with him.
Yeah, which
I hope has
ready.
baby Indominus Rexes in it.
Like literally just
Indomino Raptors.
Yeah. Because I'm sure there's stuff that they were working on that they didn't tell us.
Yep, like the Stegoceratops.
Yep. You saw everything in the background there, and that obviously they were trying to foreshadow something in that scene where you saw the glimpse on the computer, because they didn't just carefully breeze by all these random lizards or reptiles.
Yep.
And these they didn't do that by mistake.
Nope.
So there's more to his story, and I'll bet anything that it comes to fruition somewhere in the sequel.
Maybe he learned in Jurassic Park that you can, maybe he knew the West African frog did what it did. He knew he was supposed to be making female dinosaurs, but he's just like, maybe. Like, we don't know how genetics works really now, like they do in Jurassic Park. So maybe he's like, I'm going to put this in here and see what happens. Like, he knows the properties that it's supposed to exhibit.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know if they'll manifest.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's the way I see it. Like, that's why he's in my number 2, is because he's awesome. and he does some scary shit.
Oh, yeah. He's got some amazing lines in Jurassic World, too. The whole thing about the cat and just, oh, God, we're so used to being the cat. Like, oh, God, it's so good. So good. He's so great. Let's see. I did actually reach out to everybody online to find out, what, each individual person's villain was.
Right.
I did reach out via Twitter and Instagram. Let's see here. I see a few here that you're going to like. So this first one here is from Claire Bear Grady. She says Dodgson. And he says, we don't get to see a lot from him in the first movie, but he does have this bad guy look, and he has to be in the sequel. So
we'll see.
Yeah.
Although there is that idea that Zara is his daughter.
Oh, is there? I haven't heard that one yet.
Yeah, I don't remember where I heard it. I thought I might have heard it on your show, but yeah, someone was saying that there might be a headcanon or a thought about theory that Zara could be his daughter.
Oh, God.
Who was both an informant in the company, and also just like an oopsie type thing. So
this is working on all kinds of crazy levels now.
Right.
It's just like blowing your mind.
People go nuts.
We have a few more for Dodgson. It's like Sickle_Claw here. He said Dodgson setting in the chain of emotions, setting the chain of events in motion. This one is at Connor Temple ARC. He says the old ladies in the subway. So I'm assuming he means the subway ride for Malcolm in the beginning of The Lost World.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what the old ladies did.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of old ladies. I don't remember. Maybe they just gave him a glance, but I'll have to look into that.
The crazy guy who was like, rah, rah. That guy
he's
might be
amazing.
on the list. He's an honorable mention.
He's got to be.
Him and Dieter are my honorable mentions.
Let's see. Another one for Dodgson. Diego Rodriguez said him. Let's see. Goldblum for president says Greedy Ludlow. Great Site B. Oh, he just giving compliments here. Great Site B episode, by the way. So yeah, Ludlow. There's a good pick. He was high on my list again. Another one, Crisscross Media, who I just had on the last episode. He said Ludlow as well. And this one I think will be your favorite here. This is from Justin J. Peterson. He says human greed and the hubris of mankind.
Yes.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
There it is. Yeah. Man after my own heart.
Yeah. I think he maybe he saw what you wrote down there, because that's just a little bit too close.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm really glad no one said dinosaurs. Any dinosaurs.
I was just about to bring that up because I posed the question to you, villains in the franchise, but I didn't really say just humans.
Yeah. Well, there's no other villains in the franchise.
Yeah.
They're just critters.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I didn't say it to you, so I would let you choose on your own. But they're just caged animals that are expressing themselves.
And if they're nurtured, we can see what they can become.
Yeah.
This is their nature. Nurture them, and we get some awesome bike buddies.
We do, yeah.
You know
really.
what I mean?
They won't turn on you. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the nature versus nurture argument. So like in Walking Dead, like Walking Dead isn't a show about zombies.
No.
It's a show about people. The zombies are just a fixture.
Yeah.
The same thing with Jurassic Park. Like Jurassic Park isn't a monster movie; it's a drama with dinosaurs.
Yeah. Yeah, you both hit it on the head. It's all about the humans and all their problems. And actually, speaking of the dinosaurs, a lot of people say, did Zara deserve her death, or did Eddie deserve to die the way he did?
Oh no, not either of them.
No, that's the thing is I keep saying this over and over again as well, that the dinosaurs literally do not care about you as a person. This person here, that person there, whether you're a good guy, a bad guy, they just look at you as either, a means to an end, food, or something that's trying to harm them. So, and it's all on us.
Yeah. Since you brought up Zara and Eddie Carr, I don't know if you've done this on an episode, because I will admit to you, Brad, I am behind. I apologize.
No, it's okay.
Have you done like a gruesome deaths episode yet?
That's so hilarious that you say that. So I guess I got my my guest for that episode, because literally, like, as I was preparing for this episode, I was like, you know what, I got to do an episode about top, and I think I was going to push it to 10, because I'm sure we can probably come to 10. So we'll have to do that. We definitely got to set a date for that, because that would be
I'm gonna keep everything to myself then, because you just said Zara and Eddie Carr, and I'm going, I'm cringing in two different ways.
Oh, God, yeah, and especially if you're thinking about Eddie, you're definitely cringing in two different ways.
Poor Eddie.
Oh, God. I have another one here. This is from Instagram, and this is actually, it just disappeared. Here it is. Robert Muldoon _got says, gotta go with either Dieter or Wu. I've never really seen Nedry or Ludlow as truly bad, but as greedy and selfish.
Fair.
So, yeah, I think that's a fair reasoning there, because that's exactly pretty much how he described it. That pretty much everybody, or let's see, let me go back to my list here. Stark, Dieter Stark, I don't know, is he out? He's probably out for money in this, in this job. Nedry, obviously for money. Dodgson, probably for money. Ludlow, for money. Wu, he could be for, just his ego, but maybe money. So I really think everybody on my list has got some sort of money involved in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it, and I definitely want to get you back on some more episodes. So
definitely, man.
Yeah, we gotta set that, and we at least know what we're talking about next time.
Yeah, definitely.
So where can everybody find you online?
Well, you can find me on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook at Matt Parody, MattParody. I do improv with Friday Night Face Off on Long Island in New York, out in Port Jeff, if anyone's local enough to want to come, on Friday nights usually. And I'm on the RPG Academy on Twitter. And we do iTunes stuff like podcasts, and
Nice.
I play games with them.
Yeah.
It's basically the biggest places you'll find me.
That's a lot of places. So yeah,
It's enough places. It's definitely enough.
yeah. Oh, well, you're spreading your wealth across the internet. So
Yeah, I'm trying. So maybe the wealth will come back to me eventually.
hopefully. And
That's why I don't hide on the internet. I'm waiting for checks to start being mailed to me.
Yeah, but you gotta not let capitalism get to you. That's
No,
the
I'm all about, I shop on Etsy,
that stuff
shop
can be
on
expensive, man.
Right, it's expensive, but it's made by people.
That's true. That's very true.
Small business. Small business Saturday.
If only Hammond had thought that way.
I mean, he did. He was all about $5 tickets. It was the lawyer who was like,
"Oh, that's true. That's
$1
true.
million, $2 million tickets.
You know-
I mean, we could charge anything. Maybe we'll do a coupon day, John. All right." See, that's why Jonathan can't be on my list, because Hammond was like, nah,
No.
we're doing tokens, print out on the internet, and everyone's going to come to this place.
Everybody can come here.
Just like Disney with they're changing the prices so they even out visitors throughout the year. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. That's it's a work in progress over there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
They'll get there as long as they really just don't introduce dinosaurs, you know. But that's not to say that the Pirates of the Caribbean don't come to life and eat all the tourists.
Right, exactly. They might.
They might. Well, thank you for coming on, man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
Explore the park like never before. Fly around Isla Nubla and visit park attractions. Get up close and personal with our dinosaurs. And experience Jurassic World the way it was meant to be experienced. Jurassic World 3D Project. Download it today for free.
Hold your fire, do not fire!
God creates man. Man destroys God. Man creates dinosaurs. Boy, do I hate being right all the time.
We're gonna have to drop the can! Are you ready? 1, 2, 1!
I recently reached out to Thomas Oliver, a fantastic musician who uploaded a lap slide guitar cover of the Jurassic Park theme a few years back. Now, he was kind enough to let us play it on the show, so check it out. I really love covering all these amazing musicians who cover the Jurassic Park theme. This one here was definitely one of the most relaxing and comforting versions of the theme. You know, I could certainly listen to this thing over and over again. Make sure to find a link within the show notes for his YouTube version, and also go follow him on Twitter, @ThomasOliverNZ. Thanks for listening to the 47th episode of the Jurassic Park Podcast. Of course, I have to thank Matt Parody for joining me here on the podcast. It was great to finally get him back on the show and take a look at all the best villains in the franchise. Now, make sure you go follow him on Twitter, @MattParody, Parody, to stay up to date with everything he does. Also, a big thanks to Thomas Oliver for letting us use his guitar cover on the podcast. I love hearing fan renditions of the score, so if you want to hear more, reach out and let us know some great ones to include. Don't forget to find all of Thomas Oliver's links in our show notes. If you want to interact with us, we do most of our work over on Twitter, @JurassicParkPod. We're also on Facebook at facebook.com/Jurassic Park Podcast, and our Instagram handle is @Jurassic Park Podcast. You can listen to us via iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Podomatic, and YouTube, or really wherever else podcasts are found. So make sure to subscribe to automatically get new episodes every week. If you haven't already, please give us a 5-star review in iTunes or a great review wherever you listen to the podcast. It will seriously help our rankings and make it easier for fans like you to find us. We're usually spotted commenting on the Jurassic Park subreddit as Jurassic Park Podcast. Don't forget to check out our show notes for all the links you heard here today. If you want to get a hold of us, you can email us with any news stories, MP3s, segment ideas, pictures, top 10s or top 5s, or comments to JurassicParkPod@gmail.com. If you'd like to record something for the show, send it in to us and we'll feature it in an upcoming episode. If you don't have any way to record, you can give our voicemail a call and leave us a message, or you can even text us now. That number is 732-825-7763. Thanks for listening, and enjoy.
"5 minutes. Drop what you're doing and leave now."